Hey everybody, let's continue with another Thomas Wooden Railway review on Henry the Green Engine, one of the most genuine yet misunderstood characters in the Thomas and Friends franchise. While most engines in the series are copy and paste clones of real-life locomotives, Henry is extremely unique in that he's based on prototype drawings of what would eventually become the A1 Pacifics, aka Gordon and the Flying Scotsman. The lore behind Henry's backstory is a fascinating one, but for the sake of this video, all you need to know is that since he was a flawed, rejected version of a finished product, Henry arrived on Sodor with a myriad of problems, most of which weren't fixed until he was completely rebuilt into an LMS Stanier Class 5 460 following his famous crash with the Flying Kipper. Not much of this history was carried over to Henry's wooden railway models, but it's still a fascinating tidbit nonetheless. As with Thomas, Edward, and the other lineup of main characters, Henry was first sold to the public in the early 1990s. While bogied engines did not receive staples underneath their main body, the included tenders have these dimples, which is a good way to judge the era in which they were produced. Henry gradually received small upgrades throughout the rest of the decade, including the removal of staples and flat magnets in 1994, a curved funnel and dome in 1996, a plastic smoke box and tangible coal in 1999, and a name printed underneath in 2001. While all main engines received some pretty major updates in 2002, you could argue that Henry was given the biggest makeover. He received a brand new expression, a bigger smoke box and boiler, the addition of red stripes down his body, and a unique slope tender which is accurate to his TV series model. Comparing 2001 Henry with a 2002 version is like night and day, and it's no surprise that fans like to use the 90s version as Henry before his accident with the Flying Kipper, and the 2002 update as Henry after he was rebuilt. Personally, I've always had a soft spot for the 2002 version, considering he was used in my series for so long. When it came time for all engines to receive CGI upgrades in 2011, Henry followed suit like the rest of his castmates by donning a new expression. But man, this just isn't a Henry face, and the addition of crow's feet by his eyes makes him look ancient. This has always been in the running as a great face to use for a custom engine, as it doesn't remind me of Henry one bit. Fortunately, all was made well in 2013 with this beautiful update supplied by Fisher-Price. Of course, the face is different, but some other notable changes include plastic bogies and some better exterior details along the boiler. Can't argue with this version of Henry, it's a really good model. The same can't be said about the 2017 update, however. I always found Henry to be one of the worst ruined characters when this refresh occurred. Not only have we reverted back to a mediocre face, but there is a significant lack of polish along the whole model. The lining is incomplete, the lack of a clear coat is very apparent, it's just not a pleasant toy to look at or hold. However, like Edward and Toby, this was our final version of Henry in the classic Thomas Wooden Railway since he wasn't included in the Thomas Wood lineup until 2020. The irony is not lost on me that one of Henry's most defining features was that he was a big, long engine. It was even referenced on his character card. And now we have a short, stumpy version that I guess we're supposed to pretend is long. Needless to say, this version is an immediate throwaway for me. But that's not where Henry's story ends, as in 2022, we were blessed with a truly impressive rendition that blows all other attempts out of the water. This is the long, fast engine with a streamlined look that we have been waiting for. Henry just oozes power and presence with his correct 460 wheel arrangement, and his tender has been lengthened to be the best version ever created. This model still catches my eye years after it was initially released. It's no secret that Henry's personality bounced wildly between pompous and feeble, depending on what the writers were feeling that day. So to finally have this robust representation cements Henry as the strong, caring engine we've always known him to be. I would have preferred a smiling default face over this flustered expression, but it's a nice reminder of the duality of Henry's personality. He has moments where he can be as boastful and proud as an engine like Gordon or James, but he's also sheepish and subdued in certain situations. Henry as a character has never had it easy, but his wooden railway models have been pretty solid for the most part. Even though we're long past the point of Henry being one of the dominant engines in the series and relevant marketing materials, he's that dependable friend who probably enjoys not being in the spotlight all the time. I hope this video has made you see Henry as his own unique individual, rather than simply a green version of Gordon or a weak punching bag. That's going to do it for today. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.